So first review of the new year. So I took a couple weeks off towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year for the holidays, of course. So I'm super excited to be back here reviewing my first movie of the year. This promises to be a huge year in Hollywood, so I'm very excited to get started. So after watching my very first movie this year, god damn, I already missed 2016. And with that, I'm welcoming you to another episode of The Romantic, where my goal, as always, is to enhance your movie watching experience. So Bye Bye Man is a movie which I didn't know much about. It was a horror movie. That's pretty much all I knew. And like I said, I'm a huge horror movie fan. I try to see as many as I can. And I love the genre. So I was kind of excited to see this one. I was a little concerned because a horror movie in January doesn't exactly spell a recipe for success. So the studio doesn't have a lot of confidence in this movie. But hey, I'll give it a chance and see what happens. And oh boy, this is a freaking train wreck. So Bye Bye Man is essentially, I guess, about this entity, this boogeyman, if you will, and his pet dog. Yeah, it does already sound pretty stupid. You have these three kids. They're going to college. They rent this house, I guess. There's a couple of good best friends, and one of the guys' his girlfriend. They move in, and they start to notice a lot of strange things in the house, and they begin to learn real quickly. I won't say it's possessed, but there's something there that's kind of driving him a little batty, and they try to figure out exactly what's going on. Now listen, it's a horror movie, don't get me wrong. I'm very generous with these because at the end of the day, most horror movies, they're not great. The acting is terrible. Usually a lot of no names, and this is no different. There's this star, the only notable actor here is Carrie-Anne Moss, who we know as Trinity from The Matrix. But she has a very small and really insignificant role. I'm not even sure why she's even in the movie to begin with. But it's actually a couple characters like that in this movie. But again, as long as the movie is scary, all is forgiven. That's all it really needs to do. Like I always say, a good horror movie just needs to be scary, even if it's bad. And that this movie is bad and it's not scary. It is a big pile of shit, horrendous. I mean, and it's funny because the first 30 minutes, I was kind of buying into it. Had a kind of put some good tension, a good mood, a couple of good little visual cues there as in terms of giving us something somewhat scary. It was kind of building that suspense. You're kind of wondering and interested in what was going on. But then the last 2/3, it just completely comes off the rails. The acting becomes ridiculous. The story it's so flawed. And it just stops being scary. Even the cheap thrills you get early on, it follows some of the same tropes that most horror movies do, and it's typical, and that's fine as long as they work. But it just forgets about the horror here, the scares. It becomes more about the investigation, about who this Bye Bye Man is, and the whole thing about the movie is that the Bye Bye Man is something that gets in your head. They don't really good. They try to explain some of it, but leave most of it unexplained. A lot of things that goes on that could have used some explanations. It's just a total waste of fucking time. It's really bad. Some things don't make any sense, and again, it just totally forgets to be scary. And who gives a shit at the end of the day? And in the last 20 minutes. It was about a good number of us in the theater who were laughing, and it wasn't supposed to be funny, and that's not a good sign. I know a big thing at the movie that kept saying, because the Bible man, he gets in your head, he makes you see things and gets kill people, whatever the case is. This is non-spoilers, and who gives a shit? You're not gonna watch this anyway. You shouldn't watch this anyway. But one thing they always keep repeating, people write down all the time, is don't think it, don't say it. Don't think it, don't say it. Talking about the name, because if you mention Bye Bye Man to someone else, someone hears it, all of a sudden they also become infected. It's like a virus. Whatever. Don't think it, don't say it, don't fucking watch this movie, period. This movie is terrible. It is garbage. Not worth your time. A total disappointment. I hope that, let's just get the bad movies out of the way early. It is January, historically speaking, the worst month for movies to begin with. And this month is no different. This year is no different. Hopefully things gotta pick up. But this movie, I cannot recommend. It's awful. It's terrible. It's a bad horror movie. Most of them are bad, but it's not a scary horror movie. Besides the nonsensical nature of it, it's badly written, badly acted, horribly directed. The director is this is like second or third movie, and the other two she's done has been garbage. So I shouldn't be surprised. None of you guys should be surprised. Avoid this movie. It's not worth renting. It's not worth watching. It's not even worth watching the trailer. Forget about it. Don't want next. Move on, and then hopefully we get better things down at the rest of the year. So either way, You guys gonna watch this movie? Hopefully not, but if you do, comment below, let me know if I'm out of my rocker, if you guys did enjoy, if you guys even agree. And of course, as always, subscribe below and feed my need to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.